So welcome to our Airbnb here in Paranaque.
Good morning.
Good morning. We're not on the news station. So good morning and welcome to a relatively overcast day here in Manila. It is a Monday. Yesterday we took the day out to film our Airbnb tour and we spent a lot of time in the pool for the kids, and because we haven't done a lot for them in the last few days because there's been a lot of travelling and just getting used to the area.
I got burnt.
Kev got really burnt. It is really bad. He didn't wear any sunscreen, and on a day like this where you don't think the sun is shining, you really have to be careful and put some SPF on because you do still get burnt. So today we really struggled because we didn't realise on Monday Manila is semi-closed. Some things are closed, a lot of the kind of attractions aren't open, some of them are, but the ones we wanted to do were either fully booked or they don't run on the weekdays, they run on the weekends. Like the Mine Museum, we really wanted to take the kids there, but it is only Friday to Sunday.
Yeah.
So we couldn't do that either. So we've been struggling a little bit to find things that are child friendly.
So today we're going to visit the Venice Grand Canal Mall and hopefully go on the gondolas and walk around.
Just have a look around. It is in the BGC area, which is an area we haven't actually looked at yet. And we also haven't been to Makati either. We are quite far out where we are staying in Paranaque. We are around half an hour, 40 minutes away from the main centre. So we wanted to just kind of explore what BGC is all about, what the area is all about. We hear so much about it. A lot of people either choose to live there, stay there, or kind of, that's the area where most tourists will stay. We didn't realise how far off the beaten track we actually are.
So when you're here in Manila, please do your research, because we found out certain places have different vaccination
Requirements. Yeah.
Both of us are fully vaccinated, but the kids aren't. There's certain things I think we can't do, such as going to the basketball match we wanted to go and see.
Yeah.
Because they say even if you're over the age of 5, you have to be fully vaccinated.
Yeah, lots of places we found have different age limits and rules. Some places are 18 and above fully vaxxed, some places are 5 and above fully vaxxed. I think it depends on where you're going and how many people are going to be in that area. I would definitely read up and look at the vaccination requirements. Also, whether you need to book before you leave as well. The Mine Museum, you do have to book, so we can't just walk in. And also just check the days that places are open. It isn't like the UK, there isn't kind of set days where they're closed and set days where they're open. We thought that Sunday would be the day where everywhere would be closed, but it turns out actually more Monday places aren't open. So yeah, just make sure you're always looking and checking before you leave so you're not disappointed, and make sure that if you do have children that aren't vaccinated, please check, because there are different rules everywhere and it is still very, very strict in this country compared to where we've come from in the UK. A lot of things are a lot more relaxed.
So we use Grab for our transportation around Manila. I think it's only in a few places in the Philippines. So it is a very safer way to get around the city, especially with a family of 5 of us. There's not many places, like we wouldn't fit in many taxis, and taxis are known to have the potential of more of a scam. So it's simple, you download the app, then you go to the car version, and then you just where you want to go. So we want to go today to the Venice Grand Canal, and then where we are located now, so confirm pick up. So today's journey for 6-seater will be 597 pesos. You book a Grab here, and then it holds your money while it finds your driver. So we've got Roberto, who will pick us up in 15 minutes.
That's quite unusual. We found that waiting times have been a little bit longer than that.
Between 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, sometimes a bit longer, and they can cancel on you at any time, which is what we found happened once to us.
But then sometimes it's this quick.
Yeah.
And then we just go down to the reception area. He'll be waiting for us. He'll say, Sir Kevin, and
yeah, and in
we'll
we go. Yeah, it's really simple, and we found that it's the safest way to not get scammed as foreigners or pay higher rates for taxis to get us around, because as I said, we are further out of the city than we realised.
Very quiet. It's very peaceful. But there's this like river tour with Lobok River.
Yeah.
It's very fun. You can eat in the like small barge, the bamboo barge. You have to visit Mines View, Burham Park, the mansion. What else? Wait, I have my listing because last May I have.
I don't want to hug him. So this is the Venice Mall, and as you can see there is a huge man-made river, lake, and there's lots of gondolas, canal, yeah, probably a canal. And there's gondolas going up and down, so we're going to hopefully, depending on the price, go on one of those gondolas over there, but that looks so cool. So yeah, it's really, really different. It's like being in another world. So it's a lot quieter than the Mall of Asia, but we are here on a Monday, so we do know that it's not going to be as busy. We're just kind of walking around. We may go pick up some food in a bit and see if there's anything to do for the kids, especially because I think they're getting a little bit bored. But yeah, we're going to have a look round and try and find some food. So we've gone for some Western options. We've got some pizza, mozzarella sticks and fries coming. Kev and the kids are going to try some iced tea, and I'm going to have a Coke.
Me too.
Sounds really nice.
So prefer that over Coke.
Do you?
Yeah.
So Kev's got the iced tea just there. And I think he said, what has it got? Raspberry syrup in it?
Yeah, raspberry,
Basil.
I think that's what makes it sweet.
Yeah.
The raspberry syrup, but it's really good. God, I'm really
Or do you want the ham one?
Yeah, the ham.
So we've just come out of Mama Lou's, and it was really, really tasty. It ended up being around 1,800 pesos, which is around £30 for us as a family of 5, which is still super duper cheap for us. Obviously, eating out in the UK can be really expensive. It was really good, and the guys' service was so nice. They were really good. And now we're just on the hunt for getting gondola tickets. But it's quite a maze in here, so we're trying to find where we are and where to get them.
500. So it's 400 pesos for the gondola for adults, and that's also 400 for Harry. Then it's 100 for Elwin,
Yeah.
and it's 3 for Oslo. So weren't too
500 in total? No.
bad. No.
7.
No, 1,700.
Ah.
una tempesta e l'aria fresca pareggiano festa che bella cosa na giornata ai sole.
Did you like the boat?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, it was fun, wasn't it? Harry's just run off, standard, in his own world.
And
It was
Did you like it?
Yeah, he was entertaining.
It was really
It
fun,
was
wasn't
really
it?
good.
really funny.
Well worth it.
His song
His singing was lovely. You can sing better than me. So after about 3 days of being here and the weather forecasting rain every single day, it's finally starting to rain. So we're just gonna head in now. So we just stopped after our boat and we went to get some groceries at the marketplace over there. And I think that came to 1,041,
Yeah.
which is quite expensive for us for shopping just for a couple of days. But I think the marketplace is in association with Waitrose, which is over in our country very expensive. But I picked up an ice cream from Caramia and we got ube and turtle pie. So we're just gonna sit with some ice cream. Yeah, and then we're gonna book a Grab and make our way back. So it turns out that when the Philippines says it's going to rain or when the rain starts to kind of fall, then the rain stops. We've kind of learnt that looking at the weather is probably really pointless because it changes on a dime. It was supposed to rain all week this week, like 90% rain even in Paranaque. But we found that there's been no rain whatsoever. We have not had any rain, but the wind is picking up and we felt a few drops fall on us in the Venice Mall. But so far, no rain. So I'm just gonna come outside. It might be a little bit noisy because I believe all the street vendors and everybody's starting to come home and get their dinner. So there's lots of people outside. But yeah, it's definitely, the wind is definitely picking up. But we got a Grab back and managed to skip the Manila traffic. We hit it so badly when we went to the Mall of Asia that we decided to go home early basically. Venice Mall was really good, but we're not shopping people. We don't go shopping on the daily. It's not something that we do often. We usually go out for walks. Whoa, it's getting windier. Or we tend to just do things at home or in nature, and we tend to love things like the beaches and pools and swimming. We really enjoy going to the pool here, but it does cost us 200 pesos per person, which for the Philippines is quite expensive, especially when you're staying here. I'm not sure if they charge the residents here, but they do charge the foreigners to use the pool, and it's going to be 1,000 pesos per time. So we can't keep taking the kids to the pool. I don't know if that's normal or if people usually pay for pools when they stay in their accommodation. But we're not in a very touristy area. We are in a residential area, and this is pretty much where the majority of working Filipinos live. But the mall was really nice. It was a really good experience, but we got a little bit sick and tired of walking around the shops, and we just decided to come back. We got a little bit of food from the supermarket, which I might show you in a minute. And yeah, it's definitely the weather's definitely changing. And yeah, we're gonna just have like a light lunch, dinner kind of thing. We had the Italian pizza, which was really nice. It was nice to taste something from home. It still doesn't taste like home. It's not good, obviously. But it made us feel a little bit more relaxed and comfortable. And yeah, it was a nice trip. It was a nice trip. If you're going to the Venice Mall, I would say if you haven't been to any other malls, it's worth a go, because obviously you've got the gondolas. It is quite pricey. It was 400 pesos per person. I know Kev said that Elwyn was 100, but I think it ended up being 400 for everybody but Oslo, because he was under 3 foot tall. So if they're under 3 foot, they're free. Anybody else is 400 pesos per person. So it's around 25, 26 pound UK. Which isn't too bad. Again, if you're in the UK, that would cost you probably double for 5 people to go on a boat for about 10-15 minutes. And he did take a load of photos of us, which was really sweet, and he sang to us and it was lovely. The guy was really lovely. So if you're going for the experience on the gondola, it's definitely worth it if you're in the area. If you're driving like half an hour out to all these malls and areas, I would say do your research first before you pay for the grab. The grab was around £9 to get there. I don't remember how much it was to get back. I think it was a bit more. And we are getting tolled a lot. There are toll roads. Sometimes the driver pays, sometimes we're charged on grab. It's very difficult to kind of work out what's going on there. But we do pay a lot of tolls as well. So is it worth it to stay out here in the outskirts for cheaper when you have to kind of go through toll roads and pay for grabs for longer journeys, rather than walking around the city because you are right in the middle of it all? We don't know yet. Sorry, that sounded like a really angry cat somewhere. So whilst the kids relax, they've got their tablets, and I think the other two are playing Uno. If they do fight, you will hear it. We just wanted to talk a little bit about confidence and how we're doing in terms of adjusting to a very new culture. We aren't in an area that is particularly a tourist area. We haven't seen any white people, which isn't a bad thing at all, but it does make you wonder where everybody is. I know this is out of season, we are in rainy season, so I don't know if many tourists really do come this way at this time of year. But in terms of like our confidence as first time travellers, we just wanted to kind of explain how we're feeling a little bit, because we do find that a lot of these channels that do document the Philippines don't really go into much detail about this kind of thing. When I say we're on the outskirts of the main city, we are in the areas obviously where there are a lot of working class people. There are a lot of people coming home from work, and there's a lot of jeepneys and trikes around, but you also see a lot more of the poverty problems here in Manila. You see a lot of the pollution problems here in Manila as well, and we don't want to obviously offend anybody here that lives in this amazing city, but it has been a really rude awakening for ourselves. We've come from the UK and we haven't obviously had the best of luck with money. We also haven't had great experiences with living. We've had very difficult experiences. We've come from a very, I wouldn't say poor background, because saying poor now with what we're looking at, I wouldn't say that's what we could even call ourselves anymore.
Because where we're staying is quite a wealthy accommodation.
Yeah.
Compared to outside the complex.
Yeah, that we're gated and we're guarded as well.
And if you Grab driver, when they pick us up, go, "Whoa, this is fancy." And for myself, I think it's weird because we've been watching a lot of YouTubers in Philippines, and not many people live in these type of accommodations. We realised they stay in more BGC.
They stay in Makati. Yeah, they do not go outside of it. They don't talk about it. I don't know whether I've watched a lot of people that even acknowledge the poverty issues in this country. We've had a few things where there's been kids in the street in the busy evening traffic begging for money from like mopeds and bikes and stuff. We've had kids follow us and ask us for money.
But I think this is more...
it's real. This is Manila. This is the real Manila.
It's not nice to see.
No.
But it's...
But coming out of BGC is literally a pocket, and then you're 2 seconds out, and I was quite shocked at how quickly we went into the real Manila. I'm going to call it the real Manila because I feel like that's the best way to say it. But BGC is just a kind of world within itself, and I can understand why all the English and the Americans go there and stay there and don't talk or go outside of it whatsoever. There are a few people we've seen that do go to the markets and kind of branch themselves out, but you do not hear or see many people talking about it. And for us, it's been, for me especially, I'm not a very brave person. Traveling to me is daunting, and I'm a bit of a homebody. I do like to stay at home and stay safe. I've never come out of the apartment and felt unsafe. It's more in my head, but I just think as first time travellers, we just wanted to kind of quickly say that it is difficult to readjust. There's a lot of things that don't always go right. I think every day something's gone wrong, whether I've lost my phone, an ATM hasn't worked, we've had kids begging us, we've done the silly things, we've not done the right thing, we've not chosen the best area necessarily to stay as tourists, but at the same time we also don't feel unsafe. We don't feel like we're going to get robbed or mugged or anything like that. It's just,
The people have been really polite and lovely.
yeah, we've met the majority of people are really, really nice. But again, that's another thing that loads of people make out, that people in Manila and the Philippines are amazing and they're so nice and kind, and they are, but I don't feel like it's fair to paint everybody with the same brush, because for new people coming here, very brand new travellers, especially with children that come here and assume it's one way by watching the kind of point of view of one channel, and then realising quite quickly actually it's not all like that. And that's fair to say, because even in England we wouldn't go traipsing around the outskirts of London at night. We wouldn't talk to a lot of people in England because there are a lot of dodgy people out there, and it's the same here. So do we feel unsafe? No. Do we feel like something's going to go wrong? Absolutely not. But do we kind of just feel a little bit unconfident still with ourselves in a new country? Yeah, absolutely. We still have a lot to learn. We still have a lot of conditioning to get through, and it's just about embracing all parts of this country, not just BGC, Makati and the islands. It's about seeing it as a whole and embracing it no matter what, and just kind of taking that as life, because it is.